Okay, so I'm going to be showing talk now. This is the number one problem: why 90% fail to land a sales position. It's a problem that actually has penetrated the space down to the bone because of some key few stuff, and it all comes from the foundation, right? The foundation most people actually come in or have in this space is the main reason a lot of you guys have not actually landed a position, right? Now, this basically, if you're coming from the corporate sales, people in corporate sales, the common problem they have is they're trying to transition, but the problem is you're kind of like differentiating it. Oh, I'm doing actual brick and mortar sales, um, physical sales. I want to go into it's the same. Let no one deceive you. It's the same. One is done from the comfort of your home, one is done in the office. There's no difference. Door to door. One, you're actively going in front of the person's door, you're sending a cold DM. That's cold, right? There's really no difference. Let no one complicate it. Yes, the whole, there's several things, principles and stuff like that, but the whole sales is sales, right? Let no one complicate and say, oh, the same way you apply for a position is the same. It's just that one is done online, right? Now, you get to very soon. You definitely get to very soon. Now, in the corporate world, if you guys want to actually apply for a position, you have your CV, you send out, you go apply, go in person. You could send an email. Funny enough, the corporate world sometimes actually blended with the physical, with the online world, right? The physical jobs and physical sales is still blended with online sales. Most of these job applications for physical sales positions, you have to still do it online. So it's literally not rocket science. It's kind of the same, right? Now, coming down to the foundation, how most people can come into this remote sales space is awareness, right? Now, the different ways a lot of people get aware of this space, the different ways people get aware of this space, it might come from, let me actually list out a couple of ways people actually get aware this space actually exists. So it might come from like a friend, right? Very like very common, not really common. The most common is really like social media. This is the common one. So social media, it could be like through advertisements, so ads, right? It's through ads, then through like YouTube, right? We could say YouTube is not really social media, is it? Whatever. Through YouTube or video contents, right? Through YouTube, or let's just say YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, basically same thing like social media. So people get aware of this space through all this stuff, or maybe through basically this is the common ones, right? If you know any other one, how you basically go aware of remote sales, just drop it in the comments. Now, this is the normal methods people get aware of this space. Now, once people get aware, two things happen. You're coming from a corporate world, they just jump in and just try to find a position. But the next thing people actually do is to try to brush through, like solidify what they've actually heard from these ads and stuff like that. So they head over to YouTube, read a little bit. This is people that do research, right? So some do not do research. I've seen a lot of them. So people do research. Next stage, they do research, right? Then the next thing that happens is two ways. They do research and they just jump into trying to find a position, or some people actually go through training. Now I'm going to put this in block letters, in capital letters. Reason why this is the problem I have with people. Trainings are good, don't get me wrong, but the kind of trainings you go through and the people you listen to is where the problem is. And I'm going to break it down. Now, once most of these you guys actually go through training, this is what happens. Two of this stuff from these trainings and this awareness is where problem actually this space actually has problem, and this is the main reason a lot of you guys have not landed a position. Now they tell you appointment setting is something you only need to hop on. Basically, let's go to appointment setting. We're going to break all of them down. Appointments, DM appointment setting or phone appointment setting. All you need to do is to just talk to prospects in the DM on the phone and just book them on a call, right? get them to book on a call with a closer. Guess what? You're not even helping on the call with a prospect. And funny thing is, you're not even the prospects are sending messages to you. These businesses are getting a lot of messages, so they can't really handle it. All you're doing is to just sit down and reply to the messages for these businesses. Can't you do this? Imagine you could just sit down from the comfort of your home and reply to messages from people sending messages to these businesses and get 5-10% commission just from replying to messages from these businesses. Anyone can actually do this. You just, and funny thing, you're not fulfilling the service, you're not hopping on the calls, and what they tell the closers. So imagine you could just sit down from the comfort of your home and in front of your laptop. You don't need to knock door to door, to need to do all of that. You just hop on a couple of sales calls every single day and close prospects that are already ready to buy. Basically, are ready to buy because they've actually shown interest. All you're just doing and funny enough, they sell a lot of you guys this dream. Don't get me wrong, it's possible, very possible to hop on in the DMs, interacting with prospects that are interested already, book them on a call, and they're interested already, and a closer hops on a call with them who are interested already, and they close. This is very possible. But the problem that happens is they don't tell you how to actually find these kind of positions they've painted in your mind, right? The strategies they give you guys to find these positions is not it. It- let me give you guys something. Let me tell you guys like the fastest way to find a position. Do Before we come down to that, I'm going to mention that like towards the end. Not really towards the end, like very soon. Now, once you basically go through these trainings, you finish the trainings and then you try to find positions. This is where the this is where it now dawns on most of you guys. If you're watching this video, or if you're considering, by the way, if you're considering, you're in safe space already, you're definitely going to get the right part. But if you've actually gone through this point, I have to get a lot of messages from people. Oh, I've spent 5K. I spent 10. I've actually got some people that have spent like $10,000, 5,000, 6,000, $7,000, and they are still struggling to find a position. And I'm like, dude, why did you waste so much money if you know you can't utilize it? They're like, they told me all I needed to do was, this is where the problem comes in place. So they finish in the trainings, they teach you the basics. Some actually go in depth and have like mentorship, coaching, and everything, but they don't teach you the basics of finding a position. And what's the basics? Send DMs. Now, the basics they tell you is send DMs and join Facebook groups. So you send DMs and join Facebook groups. This is what they tell you guys to do. Send DMs, join Facebook groups. And you're like, I'm trying this out. It's not really working. They tell you, oh, try out LinkedIn. It works, right? Then you try out LinkedIn and that's not working. So and you're like, dude, I've tried all this stuff. You're like, oh, you're not doing it well. It's you, right? You need to commit. You need to do. Let me tell you for a fact, they didn't teach you jack. They've taught you objection handling, they've taught you tonality, they've taught you all of this. It makes a lot of sense. But for you to land a position, you need to change all this stuff. Now, the past 80 minutes I've actually been ranting. Now, let me break down exactly how you can actually land a role. But before that, let me tell you number one reason why 90% of people actually fail to land a role is one key thing. If you listen to all the stuff I mentioned, there was no part where I actually mentioned that people actually have a strategy. Normally, the business models everybody teach. Funny thing is, easier for people to start drop shipping and all this kind of business, and even get a client or get a sale faster than someone that's going into appointment setting. Let me tell you for a fact, it's easier for you to make your first sale in drop shipping than for you to actually land a client in appointment setting. Why? Because there's no strategy in this space. Most people do not really teach you guys strategy, they just give you plain thing. And the funny thing is, if you're doing what everyone else is doing in a market that is not properly organized, you're not really going to see results. Now, how can you change this? How can you have a strategy? How can you make your chances of landing a position way more higher than the 90% of people that actually fail in this space. It's not rocket science. All you need to do is start applying with strategy. Have a game plan. Now, if you have a game plan, this is what your life will actually look like. Let's actually break it down a little bit. Game plan, right? Now, you need to have a game plan, and the game plan is really not rocket science. I always tell people, if you want to work with a Fortune 500 company, apply to Fortune 500 companies. If you want to work with all the Fortune 500 companies, apply to 500 business, which means you have to apply to 500 business on the Fortune 500 company list, and you've definitely applied to 500 business on the Fortune 500 company list. Now, if you want to actually increase your chances, you need to start networking with people who work in this Fortune 500 company. And if you want to increase your chances of getting seen and heard by these people, you need to do this every single day. And if you want to increase your chances of landing that role, you need to start behaving, acting, and moving, speaking, looking like people that work in this Fortune 500 company. Learn the skills they learn, go to the places they go. And this basically brings me to strategy, which we call the 2QPC. L strategy. What is Q stands for? Quality. So Q stands for quality, quality, quantity of quantity, and we have, bring my face over here, quantity, then we have positioning, then we have consistency. What am I actually spelling? Consistency. Then we have leverage. Right? It's really that easy. Like as easy as it looks on the screen, that's how easy it is. Right? Like I said, you want to watch your Fortune 500 companies, apply to Fortune 500 companies. You want to work with a high quality business. First, you must know what a high quality business looks like and reach out to high quality business. Now, quantity. You want to work with more high quality business, you want to increase your chances of getting high quality business, apply to more high quality business. You want to work with the Fortune 500 one of the Fortune 500 company, apply to all of them. You want to actually be in the right place at the right time, definitely you need to know where these people hang out. Where do high quality business clients work in? Where do they hang out? What groups are they in? Who do they speak to? What events do they go to? What webinars do they join? You need to know where they're hanging out. What communities are they in? It's really not that hard. Consistency. You need to do this. Definitely got a message from someone like a few minutes ago, and basically he's been looking for a role for like, I asked him, how long have you been, okay, this might sound direct to the person who watches this video, but who cares. Now I asked him, how long have you been looking for a role? 3 days. Right, okay. Then I went back to see when we started a convo, right? And it's already like 10 days. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, this is 10 days in since when you actually sent me a message. You've been looking for a role for 3 days, which means in the whole 10 days, you've only committed three. And in that 3 days, most people committed like 30 minutes, right? That's basically like in 3 days, that's like 1 hour, 30 minutes. So if you committed 1 hour, 30 minutes, how do you intend to find a role? In against with someone that's committing like 4 hours to it. You need to be intentional about this. Intentional about this and leverage. Do what they're doing. Act like them. Be like them. Be where they are. Speak like them. Comment on their posts. You need to find leverage, then outreach. Now, when we speak about outreach, right, which is the hidden strategy in all of this, I kind of put it as the last point, but I found out outreach embeds itself in every single one. You want to send quality outreach, you want to send a love outreach, you want to send the outreach to the right places, to the right people at the right time. You want to be consistent with your outreach, and you want to have leverages in your wordings in your outreach. Like, it's really not hard. The reason why 90% of you guys are failing with finding a sales position is you have no strategy. You have no strategy. Like, I can speak about this for long. I can rant about it. I think I need to actually launch a podcast, right? I could rant about this for long, right? But it's all comes down to this key stuff. You want to land a sales position, have a strategy. You want to do what 90, you want to get the kind of result 90% are not getting, have a strategy. Because let me tell you for a fact, 90% of people don't have a strategy. If you listen to everything I mentioned, I haven't even mentioned a platform you should use, right? I could now go down into saying, go into this platform, go into this platform. But if you have a strategy behind how you want to actually approach this, you now go, when you're hopping on Facebook to land positions, you know you're looking for high quality positions. You list out what high quality positions should looks like. And what does a high quality position look like? Check out the videos on my page. Check out the first video on my YouTube page. You see a breakdown of what a high quality business looks like. Like, it's, I detail this step by step, stuffs they need to have. Now, once you know what a high quality business looks like, quality, quantity, to send quantity, a lot of messages out is really not hard, right? If you'd like me to break down, create a separate video showing you guys how you can send a whole lot of messages every single day, just drop it in the comments, quantity or whatever. I'll create a separate video breaking down how you can send a lot of messages to businesses every single day and send out a lot of applications. Basically, do like 100 plus applications every single day, right? And positioning, be in the right place at the right time. By the way, I'm going to create a separate video breaking down this exact stuff. But this is the reason why 90% of people do not fail, right? 90% of people actually fail because, let's actually just write it down. 90% fail to land a sales position because because they lack strategy. Now, because you lack strategy, you land no position. Basically, the Bible says, my people suffer for lack of knowledge. All right, if you're not a Christian, no offense, but I feel like it's definitely common with everything, with every religion. Not really um preaching to you guys right now, but it's true. You're going to suffer if you have no knowledge about what you're doing. You're going to suffer if you have no strategy. I always say desperation without direction ends in destruction. Let me say that again. Desperation without direction ends in destruction. If you have no direction, you have no blueprint, you have no map, you have no game plan, you have no strategy, dude, you're going to get the result everyone else is getting. Do you know why? You basically check out like Luke Alexander's video, right? Check out Luke Alexander's video, where he has like huge videos on appointment setting. I really can't remember his name. He works with like remote closers. There are a couple of people that have actually created large videos with videos with low views on appointment setting. But the reason why you see only a tiny fraction of people actually succeed is because 90% of people have no strategy. And it's true, it happens in every space. If you have no strategy, you're definitely going to struggle. Now, we, on the other hand, have been able to help you guys with a proper strategy, how to implement the 2QPCL strategy, fast track it. If you want to learn how to do this, guess what? I created a free 7 part training. If you want to sign up to the sales channel, you can sign up to it at the end. But I created a free 7 part training breaking down step by step how to use Facebook, implementing all the strategies, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, all these platforms. I show you how to find top notch positions on there. You can click down below in the description sign up to it. And if you want to sign up to the sales channel, the only one platform for finding sales positions, you can also check it out in the description. Peace out and do have a strategy today.